Morning, Dwight. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Jim. We've been working together for 12 years. Weird joke, Dwight.
You're not Jim. Jim's not Asian.
You seriously never noticed? Hey, hats off to you for not seeing race.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 2. We're talking about the chapter 14. But before that, let us introducing ourselves. My name is Andika Ade Setiawan. My student ID 92 and my friend Nanda Desyanti with the student ID 88. And our lectures is Dr. Nova Mardiana, SAMMM. On the chapter 14, we'll talk about labor relation and collective bargaining. Before further, let's take a look learning objective in this chapter. First, we'll talk about describe collective bargaining and labor relations. Second, identify labor relations, goals of management, labor union, and a society. Next one, explain legal environment's impact on labor relations. Describe major labor management interactions like organizing, contracts negotiation, and contract administration. Moreover, we'll talk about describe new, less adversarial approaches to labor management relations, explain how changes in competitive challenges are influencing labor management interaction, and the last one will talk about explain how labor relations in the public and private sector differ. Going to the first one, talking about union. A union is an organization of workers acting collectively, seeking to promote and protect its mutual interests through collective bargaining. Only 12% of the private sector workforce is unionized. Labor contracts typically stipulate like wage, hours, terms, and conditions of employment. Now, we will talk about the reason why employees join union. First, higher wage and benefit. The strength of large number and negotiating skill of professional bargainers give union an advantage over individuals. Second, greater job security. Let's talk about the collective bargaining contracts, limit management ability to arbitrarily hire, promote, or fire. Influence over work rules. Talk about the unions represents workers and define channels for complaints and concern. And talk about the compulsory membership. Let's talk about the union subs require that all employees hire into position covered under the collective bargaining agreement must join the union. Agency subs require non-union employees to pay an amount equal to union fees and dues. Open subs allow union and membership to be totally voluntary. Maintenance of membership clauses require union members to remain for the duration of the contract. Those check of profession require employers to withhold union dues from members' paychecks. Labor legislation. Talk about the Wagner Act, also known as the National Labor Relations Act. Bill of Rights. For union, guaranteeing right to organize the bargain collectively. National Labor Relations Board, or NLRB, is talk about determines bargaining units, conducts elections, prevents or correct unfair labor practice. And also, unfair labor practice include first, interfering with an employee's right to bargain collectively, interfering with discriminating against anyone because of union activity, discriminating against employee who give testimony under the Act, refusing to bargain collectively with employee representatives. Taft-Hartley Act, also known as Labor Management Relations Act, amended Wagner to address employer concern, specify unfair union labor practice First, coercion of employees to join the union, refusing to bargain collectively, engaging in illegal strikes and boycotts, obtaining compensation for service not performed, and also talk about the prohibited closed shops, secondary boycott, and gave the president power to issue a cooling off period, created Federal Mediation and Conciliation Service, or FMCEs, to help labor and management settle dispute. Last one is Railway Labor Act. Gave workers in transportation industry the right to bargain collectively and allow congressional and presidential interactions in the event of an impasse. Now talking about unionizing employees. Actually, a union organization process is those things. First, unorganized goes to authorization card campaign. Is talk about the union get 30% or more, and if it is yes, will goes to petition and RB for election. Talking about the R, authorization cards in order. But if the union get 13% or not, and you say no, we respect to organize it. We talk about that shows you it is unorganized, right? And going to be the third one is petition and RB for election are authorization cards in order. If it is yes, goes to the next one, it's vote taken. It's talking about did union receive a majority vote. But if the answer is no, you beg to again that this is going to be unorganized. But now talking about the third one, vote taken. Did union receive a majority vote? If it is no, and no union vote for 1 year, that shows unorganized. But if it's yes, going to be last process, certification of bargaining unit itself. Now talking about the collective bargaining. What is actually collective bargaining itself? It's talking about negotiations, administration, interpretation of written agreements between two parties, at least one of which represents a group that is acting collectively that covers a specific period of time. When talking about collective bargaining, we should understand the objective and scope of collective bargaining itself. Talking about the wage, grievance procedures, terms and condition of employment, and the last one is the hours. Now, talking about collective bargaining, I mean like how the process of collective bargaining. First, prepare for next negotiations. Next one, contract negotiation, and goes to agreement. If there is no agreement, mean that you back to contract negotiation. But if it is yes, goes to next one, union ratification. If no, you back to preparation for negotiation, back to the first steps. But if it is yes, you can go to the final process. It's about contract administration itself. Now talking about negotiating at the bargaining table. Each side usually begins by publicly demanding more than they are willing to accept. More realistic assessment and compromise take place behind closed door. After oral agreement, a written contract is submitted to the union for the ratification. Now, talking about the critical issues for union today that happen under union itself, like this. Where have the union members gone? 7 reasons decline in membership include: first, new concern, growth of site, diminished anti-union until hiring of replacement workers for strikers itself. Now, public sector union sessions. First, membership of government workers in union has increased from 12% in 70 to nearly 38% in 2000 to 2002. Public sector labor relations differs from private sector labor relation, and last one sunset laws, and so in some states mandate that labor management negotiation be open to be public. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all our presentations. If we have any mistakes or if you have any questions, you can ask directly or even another times. If you have any mistakes, please forgive us. Thank you for your nice attention. We say thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.